Hi everyone. This week in Level E, we're going to be going over lessons 57 through 60. You'll need your worksheets, 35A or B through 38. The math balance, the math card games book, the corners deck, and the multiplication deck. In lesson 57, you'll be giving review number 4 and playing game F22.1, which is corners with eighths. And we've already played that, but in case you want to see the video, there is one on our website. Let's look at what the review covers and what lessons you can go back to if your child missed some. Okay, if your child missed the first oral question, review lessons 6 and 33. That's the same for the third oral question as well. If they missed the second oral question, review lesson 3 and 13. In the Write in the Answers section, the first problem, if that's missed, review lesson 13, as well as the second problem. If the third problem is missed, review lesson 50. In the Do the Arithmetic section, if the subtraction problem was missed, review lesson 21 and 22. The multiplication problems, review lesson 31 and 33. The addition problem, review lesson 13. In the Write in the greater than, less than, or equal to section, review lessons 30, 40 through 42. In the Solve the Problem section, review lessons 49, 52, and 55. In the Circle the Improper Fractions section, review lesson 56. In the Put These Fractions in Order section, review lesson 51, 52, and 56. And in the On the Fraction Charts Below section, review lesson 46. In lesson 58, we'll be working on multiplying by several tens and learn the word annex. The warm-ups are on worksheet 36. Once those are complete and checked, we'll dive right into the first example, which is 532 times 10. Look at the explanation on the right. Your child will most likely choose to explain the answer using the second side of the abacus, or by adding 532 10 times. If so, make sure to work through the more abstract explanation that is included in the text using the distributive property. The next question you ask is, how does the answer compare to the number in the problem? And your child might say, we added a 0 to the end of 532. Now, we all know what your child means. However, this is the time to point out that adding a 0 to a number doesn't do anything. Instead, what we really did was annex a 0. You'll walk your child through multiplying by 20, 30, 40, etc., and multiplying vertically. Then you can give your child the worksheet to complete independently. Finish up with the in-conclusion questions and play Lowest in the Corners, which is P18 in the Math Card Games book. There is a video on our website. You've already seen it, I'm sure. But if not, if you're going to the video for the first time, please notice that there's comments in regard to the video because there were a few mistakes. So you want to read those first so that you don't get caught off guard. In lesson 59, we'll be working more on two-digit multiplying. The warm-ups are oral. Notice in the multiplying by two digits section, you'll write out 3 problems. The first 2 problems, you will also write the answer. And the third problem, you will not write the answer because that's the one that your child is going to figure out. If your child gets stuck when you ask, how would you solve the third problem? You can say, look at the first 2 problems. How do they relate to each other? And hopefully they'll notice that the first 2 problems, when combined, actually make the third problem. Your child will then complete part of the worksheet. Go ahead and check those answers for the first 6 problems before you move on to the next 6. After the little section on carries, have your child complete the worksheet independently. Then you can ask your in-conclusion questions and finish up with the game Multiple Solitaire, which is P19 in the Math Card Games book. For lesson 60, we will review factors and find all the factors and factor pairs for a given number. The warm-up questions are on worksheet 38. Now, please encourage your child to use check numbers. They don't need to figure out the check numbers for the partial products, just for the numbers being multiplied and for the final answer. When your child is figuring out the factors of 24, go ahead and write down the equations as your child is mentioning them. That way, when you ask what are the factor pairs, it's easier for your child to see them and list them off. You can then have your child write them out from least to greatest. Have your child check all the factors for 24 on the math balance. This is a great tool and it really makes the concept concrete. When finding factors for 36, if your child enjoys using the math balance, it can be used now and for the worksheet, so that's perfectly fine and you could encourage it. The section under finding factor pairs for 36 has a lot of interesting information. I didn't know these things before I taught this lesson, and I found it really helpful, not only for my math understanding, but also for my kids. I would encourage you to slow down during this section and dwell on the questions a bit, just so that they sink in. Now your child can complete the worksheet. After checking the answers, go ahead and ask the in conclusion questions and play Finding the Two Factors game, which is P29. Rachel has a really nice blog about it on the Right Start website, so I encourage you to go there and visit. That's it for this week. See you next time. Bye-bye.